I'm making this video to show that when you put a disc in the PS5, a PS4 game into the PS5, and it installs, you don't have to reinstall it every time you put the PS4 game into it. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And some people tell you do, and I'll show you I'll show you what to do so you won't have to do that. And I'll explain some other things about in specific cases where you do have to do the reinstallation. But yeah. So anyways, so first I'm going to take the disc out of this. See, it's this PS4. This is Mega Dimension Neptunia B2R. Sorry, it's kind of hard for me to slip this out of here. And then we put the disc in this way. I hate trying to put these in the PS5. There we go. Okay, and then you'll see it start installing on the PS5 here because I don't have it installed. Just give it like a minute. There it is. You see it says copying, and it has that bar because this hasn't been installed on the system before. So once this bar gets all the way full. See, the problem is a lot of people they think that means that then it's okay to take out their disc and then later on they can put it back in and play it when they want. But when this bar gets all the way full and this says 100%, that just means it's installed enough to play the game, not that it's completely installed. And you'll see what I mean in a minute because I'm going to show you this other screen that you'll see while this bar is filling up. Or not, well, I mean, like, once this is already filled up, we'll go to this other screen where it shows you that it's still installing, even though this will say 100%. I'm just going to pick up the PS5 controller. Nope, sorry. Let me go back over to that. See, it's still installing. But, yeah, so it's still installing. It'll just wait until that reaches 100%. Yeah, I accidentally pushed the D-pad earlier, that's why it went over, but anyways. Yeah, so we'll just wait until that reaches 100%. Yeah, I was trying to pick up the controller, it was on the floor, but anyway. Because I have to do this kind of quickly because once this bar gets all the way full, the game's going to be almost completely installed, even though they're not quite. And you'll see what I mean. Yeah, I know it's kind of a slow wait for this bar to get all the way up to 100%. And see, I don't edit. I mean, I'm not going to be clipping anything out of this video, so that way you can see that I'm telling the truth. So, yeah, just keep on waiting for it to install. Keep on waiting. Yeah, it takes a little while for this game. This game's like 13 something gigs in size. So, yeah, it takes a little while to install to the PS5. Well, right now it's installing to the external hard drive that I have plugged into the PS5. That one right there. But yeah, the way we can tell it's the disc version is we have a little disc symbol right over here next to the external hard drive icon. So there we have a little disc icon. See, it has the disc, and then there's the external hard drive icon. So that means it's installing it to the external hard drive, and it's doing it from the disc. And yeah, see the bar is still going up. It's only at 30 something percent right now. So 33%, 34%. Yeah. Now, obviously I'm trying out this game. I'm not going to try out every PS4 game there is. And I know that some people are having problems with certain games reinstalling. I don't know if it's a game-by-game basis, because I know that this game doesn't have that problem, unless, like I said, unless people are doing what I'm thinking is what's causing the problem in the first place. So right now, so what you'll see is the bar will fill up all the way for this thing, and then what people do is they take out the disk, and then that causes it to force it to try to reinstall. See me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till after this bar gets all the way full, and now I'm gonna go into the other menu. That's right. There's another menu that shows you how many gigabytes out of how many gigabytes it has installed. It'll let you know, like, you'll see what I mean when I go into the other menu, and that's how you'll be able to tell whether or not something is 100% installed. I mean, truly fully installed. So yeah, so we'll just wait till this bar fills up all the way. This takes a little while to do because, like I said, pretty big game going to external hard drive. Now, if you were to install it on the internal SSD instead, it would probably install a lot quicker. So yeah, we'll just keep on waiting for this. Takes a while. Unfortunately. Yep. Sorry, I'm kind of being quiet because it's just taking so long, but yeah. So we'll just keep on waiting for the bar to keep filling up. Sorry, it's kind of shaky. I'm trying to hold the phone while doing this because this is the only camera I have to record with. So, yeah. So we'll just keep on waiting for it. Hey, come on. Get full. Takes so long. Very long. This is about how long it takes to copy to the ps4 Pro as well. But yeah. So it's not just because of the disk drive, it's because the skin in general usually takes this long even on a ps4 Pro. Right now we're doing on the ps5, I do know that. But I'm just saying, you know, it does it like that. It takes about this long on the ps4 Pro as well. Just keep on letting it install. And keep on letting it install. Yeah, I've seen if I can get the whole name into the phone's picture, but I guess it won't fit unless I like walk backward or something. But then you won't be able to see the bar as good. So I'll show you the name later, I guess. I mean, more fuller into the phone later. Okay, we're at 90%. Just keep on waiting for it. And then once that gets up to 100%, you'll see it says play game. But it won't be fully installed, even though it'll let you play it, because it's just installed enough to let you play the game. It doesn't mean the entire game itself is installed. Here, you'll see what I mean. So I'll go to that menu I'm talking about. Okay, see play game showed up. See, I have the game highlighted. I'm going to press the create button on the PS5 controller. And I'm going to go down to information. Press X on it. And if we look on this, it says download status. It says 12.01 out of 13.58 gigs. Look, it's still going up. This means the game's not completely installed yet. Even though that other bar we saw earlier, it went all the way up to 100%. See, what happens is people remove their disk before this reaches the full amount of gigabytes out of the full amount. Once that gets to be 13 out of 58 out of 13.58 gigabytes, it'll say completed. And yes, this is a disk version. It still says download status on it. I don't know why it calls it that when it's installing it to the PS5, but yes, you need to let that sit there and wait until it gets to be the whole 13.58 gigabytes. If you don't and you remove the disk and later on you put back in the disk, it's going to force you to it's going to start reinstalling again because it had never finished installing the first time. Even though it says 100%, it needs to say completed on this screen because look, the gigabytes are still going up. I mean, the amount of bytes are still going up because it's already gotten up full enough on the gigabytes right now. So wait till it says 13.58 out of 13.58 gigabytes. And there, now it says completed. And it says USB extended storage down there. So yeah, so now we know the download status. I'm seeing if I can get the whole thing into the phone, but that might be okay. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it says download status, and way over there it says completed. So now, because we let it fully install like it needs to, not only can I play the game, which we already knew we could from that previous screen. Starting up the game takes a minute. And as you can see, the game is all booting up and working and everything. So yeah, so we can see the game works. So next thing I'm gonna do is I will close out the game by pressing the PlayStation button and going to home. Now I'm gonna just press the create button and then go to close game. So that closes out the game. And then next, I'm going to eject the game. Or eject the disk, I mean. So now it's going to come out of there. See, there's the disk. So, now, I have a hard time with disk. But, yeah, so now I took out the game. There it is. Same one, Mega Dimension Neptunia V2R. So next I'm going to put the game back into the PS5, and you won't see any installing bar or anything once I do. I'm going to try to keep this aimed at the TV while inserting the disc, so that, as you can see, the disc isn't in. Well, maybe it doesn't say that it isn't in there right now. But if I try to go to it, it'll say, please insert the disc. Yeah, to play this game, insert the disc. After inserting disc, you'll return to the home screen. So as we can see, it says that. I don't have the disc in there so far. And I tried to go into the Neptunia game. So now I'm going to put the disc back in. You're going to watch me put the disc back in. And it won't make me reinstall it. And as we can see, it's not making me reinstall it. I don't see any bar filling up. I don't see any percentage. It says I can play the game. So I'm just going to press X and I'll be able to go right into the game and play it. No reinstallation necessary. Yep, see, it just starts right up. It works. Didn't have to reinstall it. And yes, this is the disc. So, as I showed you the icon earlier, I'll show you the icon again when I close the game again. As we can see, the game still works. It says it uses autosave. But yeah, see, it works. I didn't have to reinstall it. Now, just for in case you want some added clarity, I'm also going to, after I close out the game, and see, it does show the disc over there, so it is the disc version. So I'm going to close out the game. I'm going to take out the disc again. So Sorry, sometimes it's hard to do this with one hand to tell it to eject the disc, because I don't like to use the button. But, so yeah, so now the disc is back out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn off the PS5, just because some people might be thinking, well, if you turn it off, then it'll force you to do the reinstall. And I mean, when I say turn it off, I mean fully turn it off. So I'm going to press the PlayStation button. This menu shows up. Then I'm going to go all the way to the right. And then it's giving me the option to turn off, to either enter rest mode, turn off PS5, or restart PS5. I can go to turn off PS5. So it's turning off the PS5. This will fully turn off the PS5. It's not going to put it in rest mode or standby mode or sleep mode or any of those things. The way you'll know is that the light will completely turn off on the PS5. You can kind of see it's still glowing blue for booting down. And now it's off. See, I took out the disc. And yes, I do have two of these discs, in case you're wondering. You might be wondering why I have two discs. It's because a long time ago I noticed that back when we used to play games on my PS4 and my PS4 Pro, it would always damage the edges of my disc. You can't really see it too well on the phone. I mean, you can kind of see that black stuff on the edge. That's from it hitting the disc for a bit. Or actually, maybe that's not even. Yeah, it is. But yeah, it's kind of hard to see, because this phone doesn't really pick up things very good. Like, it's not very high quality. This is only a 720p like camera phone. But yeah, like if you rub your finger around the edges, like you can feel like little chips, which is what it would do from my PS4, and that's why I had to go and buy a second disc. It was chipping the edges when I was using it in my consoles, so I had to buy a second disc. Ooh, I hope I didn't just. Oh man, I just got a whole bunch of smears on my disc because I accidentally touched that tote that's next to the other one. I guess you can't see the smears in the phone. Hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, I'm gonna just kind of I'll just turn on the system again. So bear with me. I'm gonna try and press this PlayStation button. Okay, so that returned on the PS5. I have the disc right here. So yeah, shouldn't have gotten too smeary or anything. But yeah, I couldn't tell you the amount of disc I've had to rebuy because my PS4 was chipping the edges of my disc. And I never bought a used PS4, so I don't know why its disk drive was always doing that. And so is my Pro. And I tried one of these in the PS5, and it also did it. So I don't know why these have such bad disk drives. I mean, it's not just the PS5. My PS4s and PS4 Pro do it as well. Like you won't notice the chipping at first because you can't really see it with the eye of your eye. But if you run your finger along the disc, like the edge and just go all the way around, then you can Here, I'll try and show you better in the video in a minute. But first, let's put back in the disc. See, I turned on the PS5. See, there's the game up there. I'm just gonna put in the disc. And watch, it's not going to make me reinstall it. And this is a PS4 game. I'll show you again when I take out the disc later. Just trying to get it in there. I have a hard time getting this in. Okay, so I'm not sure if you saw it go in, but it went in. You can hear it and kind of spinning up. You don't see no bar showing up. No bar. It's not saying it's reinstalling, not installing. And I can just start up the game again, just like earlier. I'm trying to bend down to pick up the controller. See, here's the controller. Now I'm going to start up the game again. It just starts right up. Didn't have to install it again or nothing. I even turned off the PS5 all the way, and I didn't have to reinstall it. So, and this is from disk. So, I'll double show you that you can see that icon for the disc for the game, so that way you know it's the disc version and not a digital game. And yeah, in case you're wondering why I'm going past those booting or not booting, but uh, the the names of the people who helped make the game or whatever, I'm just pressing X to go through them real fast. Because this game, if you press X when it's doing that, you don't have to see all the credits and stuff for people who worked on the game and stuff. So yeah, so as we can see, this all works. I didn't have to reinstall the game. I'm going to go close out the game. And yeah, so that was the PS4 disc. We can tell because it has the little icon up there for the disc. It also says PS4. It's been installed to the external hard drive because we had that little thing right there, that little icon. So see, this icon's for the external hard drive. This one's for the disc. So yeah, so I installed it to the disc, and now I'm just going to eject the game. And that should do it for that. So I'm just going to go to eject disk. I'm just going to inject the disk. Okay, I'm not sure if you heard that, but yes, that's the disk right there. Okay, I'm just going to kind of try and slip this out of there. And this is hard to do. But yeah, so what I was saying earlier is yeah, I had to buy like multiple discs of a whole bunch of different PS4 games of mine because it kept on chipping up the edges in my disk drives, even though you can't tell just by looking at it. It's like you don't see it, but if I rub my finger along this edge and go all the way around, like, you know, like I have to pick it up to really do it well because it's too hard to do with one hand, but if you hold up the other hand and you go all the way around the edge with your finger, like all the way around, all the way, like the whole circle, you can feel the chipping and stuff. And the way I know this is because I had a brand new disc and a used one, and I tried the brand new disc first. I ran my finger around it and then put it in the system, then took it out, and it had the chipping on the edges. And that was the PS4, the PS4 Pro, and the PS5. My PS4 Pro is one of the original models. The way you know is that it takes one of these big plugs instead of the kind that the PS5 has. It takes this great big one. But yeah, that's how you know. One of the ways you can tell it's an original model. I also know mine's an original model because I bought my PS4 Pro like right when they came out. So yeah, so it's an original model, and I have had a later PS4 Pro before as well, and that one, it used to have the power plug like the PS5 does. The only problem is, the later PS4 Pro, that uses the kind of plug the PS5 one does, it would always overheat on me. It wouldn't say it, but the thing is, games would sometimes randomly just close out for no reason, and then on the on that kind of PS4 Pro, the one with that uses the power cable for that the PS5 uses. But so that's why I went back and why I've always stuck with this original model. I tried to upgrade once before because I thought having a later PS4 Pro might work better. Because even the regular PS4 Pro, it will sometimes still close out games for like after a while of playing. But the later PS4 Pros, usually it would take me like only like an hour or two, and then they would close out. Like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 would do that. And I don't it just randomly do that. And but the first PS4 Pro models, they usually it lets me play at least 4 hours. So before closing out a game, but it still does do it, which is weird. And the only one I never had overheat on me at all is the regular PS4. I've never had it close out a game on me while I'm playing it, even after playing 8 hours straight. So yeah, I don't know why that's like that. I haven't had the PS5 do it at all, which is nice. I haven't had it close out on any games that I've played before. But yeah, so we just saw that you can go ahead and do that. See, the disc isn't in there. If I try to start up the game, let me see if I can find the controller. Yeah, if I try to start up the game right now, it won't let me because I don't have the disc in. So it'll give me this message: to play this game, insert the disc. After inserting the disc, you'll be to the home screen. So yeah, it doesn't make me reinstall it. So closing thoughts. Oh, sorry, those were like other people joining the internet, like on my friends list. But yeah, so closing thoughts. And like you said, like you saw, I can't start this game without the disc. So I don't know why people say it's installed, because you can't really play it without the disc still. So there's still probably I don't know, less than 20 megabytes worth that you have to, that are still on the disc that don't get installed to check. But yeah. So anyways, what I was gonna say is there are some specific cases where it still will make you reinstall the game. Which, like for instance, if you if you saw in Adam Korlick's video, is that when he was first transferring all his ps4 stuff to his ps5, he said yes for to transfer everything. Well, the problem with that is it also transfers these icons of your games. Like even the ones on your external hard drive on the PS, it says internal hard drive, but it does the external ones too, or your external hard drive as well. And the way I know this is because I've transferred all my files from PS4 to PS4 Pro. And then I've had the same issue that he had with having to reinstall it from doing that. So if he had just, instead, if he would have gone ahead and just not done the full transfer, just canceled on that and went all the way to the menu screen here, by just making some, well, I guess but yeah, just went ahead and went all the way to this menu screen here with his account. Then once you're here, turn off the PS5 and everything, plug in the external hard drive. It'll probably ask you again if you want to copy everything over. Say no. Tell it no. And then once you get to this menu screen, instead, what you would do is, because he already has his hard drive plugged in, it would start populating all of the games, but from his hard drive, his external hard drive, instead of doing it from his PS4 system to the PS5 system. By doing it that way, you can actually use your previous PS4 external hard drive on your PS5 without having to reinstall your games. I can't really do that because I'd have to delete all my games right now because it recognizes this hard drive. So yes, if I were to upgrade this hard drive to an 8 terabyte, I would have to reinstall the games because they're not already, because they're already on this menu here. Like the icons, they don't go away. So if you already have the icons of your games up here, and you try to use a different hard drive than whichever one you put them on there with, or if you had then yeah, you'll have to reinstall them. But like I was saying, if he would have just said no on that first screen when he was turned on his PS5 with using his account, and when it asked you to transfer everything over, and then after he got to this screen, turn off the PS5, unplug his external hard drive from the PS4, plug into the PS5. Again, he'll ask again if you want to transfer all your stuff probably from the PS4 to the PS5. Say no again. And then you would get to this screen, and his hard drive would start populating the entire the menu here, and then it also populates what's in your library too. So you'd have to wait until it gets all done populating everything. Usually on the PS5, this only takes a few seconds, but yeah. So that's what you would have to do. Another thing is well, I did say you'd have to reinstall your games if you were to upgrade your hard drive, your external one. However, there is another way so you don't have to. You can move your games, your PS4 ones, from the external hard drive to the internal SSD. You can do that by going it up. Where's my controller? By going to your settings. So I'm going to go on over here to this little icon over here, settings. And then I'm going to go to, let me see if I can remember where this is at. Storage. Then we go to, see it has these show up. There should be a, oh wait, maybe it's not in storage. Okay, yeah, then go to games and apps. Press X on it. And then we have this option to either delete content, move PS4 content, or move PS5 games. You can move all your PS4 games to your internal SSD on your PS5. So what you can do, if you're planning on upgrading, is move as much PS4 games from, what should we call it? Oh, that's kind of weird. Why? Yeah. I don't know why it's doing it like that. Yeah, so what you... Oh, yeah, because I went to the internal memory. That's why. Because I didn't go to the USB hard drive. So these are the... So if I go to USB storage, you go to games and apps. Sorry, I went into the wrong category before. I should have gone into the USB storage. But yeah, go to games and apps. And then you can move your PS4 stuff to the PS5's internal storage. And by being able to do that, you can make it so you move as much as you can for the as much as you can hold on your PS5's internal SSD, as much as you can on its internal storage. Yeah, so you can just move any one of your PS4 games to the internal storage, and then once you moved a certain amount of them over, like I would recommend doing as much as your console storage says it can hold. See, mine only has like 314 gigs left that I could carry, that I could move over from the USB to the console storage. See, the move is grayed out because I haven't checkmarked anything. Like I could checkmark Dust Diver here, and then it'll let me move it over there. See, now it's highlighted. I can move it to the PS5 if I want. So yeah, just transfer over as many PS4 games as you can to the internal SSD, and then plug in your external hard drive, the new one that you're planning to upgrade to. Plug that one in, and then move them on over to that, and then just keep on repeating that process until you get them all onto your new external hard drive. That's like let's say like a 7 terabyte, because like before you had the 4 terabyte. So you just keep on moving them all over to that bigger external hard drive, which means you'd have to keep on moving from this hard drive to the system or to the console storage, and then to the other hard drive. And then once you're all done moving all your PS4 games like that, then you don't have to keep on plugging in the old hard drive anymore. You can just play them all off the new one. And that way you don't have to reinstall any of them, because you've just moved them all to the system and then to the new hard drive. So, but you will have to keep on unplugging and replugging back in the old hard drive and the new hard drive, because you're not going to have enough room on your system's internal storage to hold all your PS4 games if you have more than